Hey guys, Dave here. Still got a little bit of a raspy voice, but today what I want to do is I want to take a look at some Fire Pro Wrestling, and I'm just checking my stream here, make sure everything's working. So what we're going to do today is I'm just going to poke around in it, and some people are asking like what it's all about and the whole bit, so let's take a look. Okay, first thing we have here is the options, okay? And I'm going to go over what makes this game really fun, okay? For me, let's just jump into a game. So here's the offline play, exhibition, normal match, okay? So I just want to show you what this game looks like, okay? So right now it's set to, I'm going to go the computer. I'm just going to pick a guy here. I'm going to pick the Red Dragon. And on this side, I'm going to pick Sam Blocks, okay? We're going to go to our settings, and these are all the conditions of the match. You can really change all these. I recommend 100 speed. That works really nice. This is just CPU versus CPU, and I'm just going to sit back and commentate. We have the this critical here. I like to put this to high because I think it really kind of ends the match a little bit quicker. The entrance style I set to individual, and everything else you can change however you want here, but let's just run this. So these are some of the options of the game. You can change the ring, and I will get into that later. So let's just go with the standard ring. And the standard ref here, where's my ref here? Mills Lane, I think I downloaded him. Actually, you know something? Let me show you the customization to begin with. Let's just start off with that. I put in my own rings, okay? I created my own stuff. It is really cool, okay? I'm going to put in the Rush ring. Mills Lane is the referee, and let's just play a little bit, okay? Let's just jump right into it. So it's loading up here. This is just a one-on-one match, and you can see how cool it is. Each wrestler has their own intro, and you can skip ahead by clicking the button if you want, but I prefer to watch the guys walk down, and when I do my commentating, I'll talk about, it's the Red Dragon, he is called the strongest, and he steps in. Now see the ring? This is the ring I created. That's how you can really customize this thing. It's so cool. And now here's the next guy coming down. This is his opponent. Now, if you have a lot of guys in the ring, they don't all introduce, so if you have like a certain modes, and I haven't figured them all yet, but certain modes won't do this introduction, so you really do, you got to play around to see what modes work with X. I love seeing them walk into the ring, but there's some matches I set up that they just show up, and this is where you start the match, okay? So this is just computer versus computer. Now, you can play if you want to. You absolutely can grab a controller and play, but I'm just setting this up just as computer and computer. Again, playing on my Rush 2112 ring, and I'll show you how to do that. You can see the Rush logo in the corner. The customization of this game is really what makes it. Now, if you look in the bottom right-hand corner, I think I cut off a little bit of the clock down there in the bottom, but the time is really racing, actually, okay? It's already up to 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, so when you set it to 20-minute match, it's really probably going to be 10 minutes. Everything is sped up a little bit. And as you can see, the computer's doing a pretty fun job right now of wrestling. And Mills Lane, the famous boxing referee, is the guy in there right now. So this is what the game looks like. It's very Super Nintendo-y, but some of the visuals are pretty good. But it's not, I wouldn't consider this top-of-the-line gaming graphics, but that's what makes this so fun, okay? So this is kind of how it looks. I just wanted to show off how the game actually looks here with a little bit of customization, and the wrestlers are going at it. So what I would be doing is I would be commentating the match as it happens when it's computer on computer. So let's just exit out of this match right here. So we're going to go down here and quit the match. So bear with me while it loads a little bit here. And I'll come back on camera for a quick second to say hi. So, yeah, so I'm back on camera. Hello, I got my Patriots 6 times hat on right here. And so this is the main menu. Let's go back to the very first menu here. Now, when you start the game, okay, and I'll click off the camera again. You don't need to see my face right now. When you start the game, for some reason, it's all in Japanese. All the stuff over here, it's all in Japanese, okay? I actually had to go on the internet and figure out how to switch it to English because it's all in Japanese. I couldn't figure it out. So what you need to do is get down to here, which would be options, which again, if in Japanese you wouldn't know that, but it is the 4th option down. You would click on that, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is the language, okay? So you click on the language, and then you select English, okay? And that would be the other option that isn't checked off, okay? That's how you get it to English from Japanese. Otherwise, yeah, it's in Japanese, and let me tell you, I couldn't find anything in this game, okay? So that's the first thing you want to do. Options. Language, change it to English, unless you can speak Japanese, and then that's good for you, okay? Where this game shines is in the edit mode and in the creation. In fact, if you go here, I'm going to minimize this, and I'm in the Steamworks now, okay? This is where you can download or upload a ton of stuff, and there are a ton of characters. As you can see, right over here, there's 30,000, almost 31,000 wrestlers that have been created that you can download or subscribe to and get into the game. Okay, so let me just click on America here, because these are the guys that I know. Okay, so if you want to download Billy Gunn, okay, or the Road Dogg Jesse James, you click on it and you subscribe. Okay, now this one says you need DLC to use the item. Okay, but there's a lot of them that you don't need any DLC, so you just click on it here. Need DLC. Okay, these are the newer ones. Let me go most subscribed. How about that? So I'll click on this guy, and no DLC is needed. So you just subscribe to him, and you will have this guy, okay, in your game, okay. Now every time you subscribe to somebody, it won't appear until you reload the game. So I suggest come here to the Steamworks, download as much stuff as you want to do, and then go into the game, okay? And then it'll all load, because actually when you start the game, you'll see it loading. I downloaded 100 wrestlers already, so you'll see it loading the 100 wrestlers into the game. Also, aside from wrestlers, you can download referees, okay? And here's all your referees here, and there's a ton of them, okay? And you can also download ring mats, corner mats, posts, aprons, the whole bit. So we go to the ring mats, and this is all stuff people have created, and they're really cool. Okay, and you just download these, and they go right into the game, and you're good to go. However, you can also go into the edit mode and edit this game to your heart's content, and that's what makes it really fun. So let me go into edit mode, and if I go to ring edit, we'll start with the ring. And I've created my own rings, and it tells you how to do it, which is really kind of cool. So you go to create a ring, and then you go ring design, and then there's a couple little choices here, and you can see how it'll change this, you know, how it sets it all up. You have the rope color, so you can change the rope color. If I want to go red ropes, okay, I'm going to go red ropes. And you can see the ropes changing color here. Now if I want the bottom rope, well, I'm going to go a blue bottom rope. There you go, you know. Oh, I didn't save that. I'm going to go here. Blue. Okay. And so I get red, red, blue. So you can set it all up. You got your matte color. You can change the matte color. I want a orange matte color. There I go. It's orange now. You get the aprons left and right. I can change those as well if I want purple. Boom. See, it changed the purple. I get on the red side, you see over here, you can change all these colors to your heart's content. Then you can also add logos to this ring. And if you click on this, it tells you you can add custom ring graphics. It tells you the size, the format, and where to put it. It tells you, and it's that easy, okay? I'm not very good at modding. I don't do a lot of PC gaming. In fact, I shy away from it because I'm not good at the modding. But all you do is you create 1024 by 1024, either a PNG or JPEG, which most graphic programs will support, and you drop it in, and boom, into that folder, and there it is. Now, this is some of the stuff that I've done, okay? So I'm going to go, this is my 2112 logo. That's my Rush album. I put that logo in there, okay? I have my hockey league. Okay, this is my hockey league logo that I just put in as a 1024 by 1024, either JPEG or PNG. Okay, the Game Hounds podcast. There's another one I did, so I can put that in the middle. So basically, anything you want to do. Okay, I created a little hockey rink. There it is, right there. So any logos you want to put in there, Groton Parks and Rec, right there. So the customization is fantastic. My friend did a China Jade for me. There it is. And the same with the aprons, okay? You can put stuff on the sides, left and right apron. And there it is. And I haven't get into the posts and things like that, but as you can see, so now I'm going to return. And there's my ring design right there, and I would save as a new ring. Okay, so I'm going to return. I'm going to say, yeah, I don't want to save that. And I'll just show you some of the rings that I've already done. So here's my league ring. Okay, I got my Rush ring. I got my Friends Hockey League. I got the Senior Center. I got the China Jade, and then I got this new one here. Oh, I didn't say that's the Game Hounds one. I didn't save it as Game Hounds, but it's the Game Hounds one. So you can create your own ring. Oh, I return. I hit escape. So you create your own ring. Okay, if you want to create your own belt. So I'm going to come in here, and I've already created a couple of belts. I'm going to show you the belts I created. So I have the Interleague belt, the Interstate belt, and the Package Deal belt. Okay, so let's create a belt. What's the belt name going to be? Well, let me see. We're going to call it the Cool Whip belt. Cool Whip belt. Okay. And then I can design it. Weight class, yeah, we're going to keep it heavy. I put everybody in heavy. Participants, so this is what you can do here. You can change all the things, so we'll keep it single. Normal match, yep. Now again, like I say, if I would have a cage match, I couldn't fight for the Cool Whip belt if it was for normal match. So you got to keep in mind what you select here is the match you got to have, okay? And then you got a couple of designs. Not a ton, but a few. So we're going to go with that design. What color we're going to do? Let's maybe go with a bluer shade. Kind of a blue silver. Okay. And then the faceplate. Hit enter. And what kind of a faceplate design we want here? Okay, we'll put the skull on there. And what color do we want the skull? Maybe like a greenish? A light green, a really fluorescent light green? Yeah, what do you think about that? Okay. So I have the Cool Whip belt. And this is what it's going to look like. So I could go finalize edit. I could save the belt. And I'm going to go new save. And now I have my belt. So if I go back to my belt, I have the Cool Whip belt. So now you can have your wrestlers fight for the Cool Whip belt. You can also, along with the ring and the belt, well, of course, you can customize referees and wrestlers. So I'm going to my referee. And you can load somebody. So I created this guy here so I can load somebody or I can start from scratch. So I'm going to go to my create a referee. And I'm going to go to my, you can start off with the name. You can even change some of this stuff. This is really cool right here. The downtime. You can, how long it takes, you know, to be counted out. The disqualification, the ring. I mean, all this stuff is really, really fun. That the referee has some customization. That's what really makes it kind of fun. And then, of course, you have your appearance edit. Let me return all that. Well, I went back too far. Okay, so here's my appearance. And it's got a couple of presets. Okay. But obviously, if you're a referee, you want to keep it here. But you can change your face. Okay, you can change you can put a mask on him. You can change the color of the mask. I'm going to give him a, well, you want a black mask, maybe kind of a little gray, because he's a referee. So we'll put the mask there. His hair color. Maybe if you want to give him blue hair, give him blue hair. You want to give him green hair, give him green hair. If you want to make it whatever. So there he is. That's his face. And then you can change what he's wearing on his feet. You can, you know, he's already set up as the referee, but you can really get creative if you want. If you want to put him in red, see how it changes. So you can have the referee look like this if you want. So all this cool stuff to change the look, and that's just the referee. Okay, so let's return. we're going to save. We don't want to save. That's fine. So in the edit mode, we've edited a belt. We've edited a ring. We've edited a referee. Now the team edit, that's when you set up a team and you start dropping guys on the team, okay? So you got to, you know, create a team, transfer a wrestler. So I'm going to come over here. So I got, I created a download team and classics, Mr. Fuji, Shawn Michaels, Edge, and all those guys. And I have my league. I created wrestlers that I created a couple of folders for good and bad and the whole bit. So, so you would create the team, and that's how you would do that. But you could transfer guys as well. So edit mode's really cool. So the team edit, so you can, that's where you would, I use it to kind of keep all my wrestlers in a folder so I know where they are. And then of course, I should have done this one first, but I saved the best for last, is the wrestler edit. Okay, so you can create completely from scratch. Okay, what I like to do though is I like to go to my load edit wrestler. Okay, oh, actually I screwed that up. I'm going to create new from a model wrestler. This is what I want to do. Okay, load edit would be loaded one of my custom guys. So create new, you can either build it right from the ground up. I like to go to a model wrestler because this is something that's already been done either by the game or by someone through the Steam Workshop. So Hulk Hogan, someone's created Hulk Hogan. So, and if you look over here on the left hand side, all the stuff here, okay, this guy here's got the moon drop, the moonsault, elbow drop, whatever that is, they're all changing. So not only do you have appearances, but you got finishing moves, you got signature moves, you have stances. You can really get all kinds of crazy when it comes down to editing your wrestler, okay? But again, going back to the Steam Workshop, people have done a lot of the hard work for you. But what I did is when I created guys in my league, what I would do is I would find somebody that looks somewhat similar to somebody in my league. So if I got a guy in my league that's got blonde hair, I'm gonna pick this guy here. Now I don't know who he is, okay? I'm not a big wrestling guy anymore. So I'm gonna select this guy. And now this is my starting point. So I would go into my name and profile. I would come up with a nickname. I would change his name and the whole bit. I could even change all this if I wanted to. That's how I would customize his name. Then I go into my appearance, and I'd be like, you know something? Let's check out the different costumes he's got. No, he's only got the one costume. Okay, but I could go to my preset and say, well, you know, what do I like here? So, okay, I want an old school look to this wrestler, okay? And I want his hair to be like this, and I want his hair to be more of a dark color. Okay, so I've changed his hair, and I've changed the style of his hair. His face, you know, maybe this guy looks more, if I go scrolling through the list here, there's a lot of facial things on here. Maybe I think that this guy looks more like this. Okay, so that's the face I'm going to use. So now I'm going to go down to his chest. Well, I don't like the red. Maybe this guy's more of a purple guy. So I'm going to change this to purple. And now what's kind of neat, if you want to match the color of the uniform, right click and copy. So now when I get down to the waist, I paste, and I paste. And now look, all the purple's the same. Okay, I get down to the thigh, and I paste again. So now I've taken the red, and I've made it all purple. Get on to his feet. Well, I don't want that to be purple, but I don't want that to be blue either. So I might make that a little darker blue, maybe closer to purple. Okay, so now I change his feet. If I want to put something on his calf, I can do that. Okay. Oh, and you can also take a look at him here, and you can preview the part that you're working on. So you can see he's got this little blue above his feet here. That's fine. I'm going to add a new part. So layer 3, I'm going to come over here, and you can see what it's going to do. It's going to put knee pads on. So we're going to give him some knee pads. And, you know, I kind of like the white. So I'm going to stick with the white. So this guy here, he's got, this is what he's going to look like. I kind of like it. I'm going to go with that. Now I can choose his size. Well, we'll make him a little bit larger. His stance, he's got a few choices for stances. So we'll try boxing. And what is that? That's what the boxing stance looks like. Well, let's try a wrestling. That's what a wrestling one looks like. You can change some of the sizes here too. You can change the skin color. You can change all kinds of things like that. And now we're going to return. Then you can get really crazy, and I haven't got into this too much, but you can see this is my guy over here. I didn't change the name. I could change all of this here, everything I wanted to do. Let's get into the skill. This is where it gets crazy. You can really change how you want your wrestler to be. I mean, look at all the options you got here. You got the rank, the charisma, the fighting style. Over here you got the endurance. I mean, yeah, wow. Yeah, I mean, if you really want to get into it, you can get into it if you really want to, okay? I prefer to use the presets. It's a little bit easier for me. The parameter, it just, you got a couple of points you can work with, so I can go up and down on my agility. You know, things like that. Let's return to the menu. Moveset, and again, I mean, look at all, I mean, you have your standing, your big moves, your running moves. I mean, so if he's doing a post of jumping knee butt, okay, well, instead of the jumping knee butt, let's do a Canadian Destroyer pile driver. All right, if I did that right. Yep, here it is, Canadian Destroyer right there. But these are all the different things that goes on in the game. It's just ridiculous, the customization that you can do. It really is, and I don't even know half these moves. So if you want to do it, it's there for you. Myself, I like to just go with a preset wrestler and just let the computer wrestle it out. You even have some of the logic here as far as, you know, what you want to do is different situations in the game. This is so deep, it's not even funny. Okay, so I'm going to return. I'm not going to save this guy because I just kind of was giving you an example. But yeah, I mean, so you got the workshop. You got in the game, you can edit your belt. You can edit your ring. You can create teams, put guys on different teams. You can change your, you can edit your referee. You can edit the wrestler. Wow, I mean, what can you say, you know? And your options, you have, you can skip the ring entrance. You can, obviously, you get your screen mode. We've gone over to language. Now, the VSync here, here's one thing I would like to point out. When I first started playing this game, it felt like it was running at 2 or 3 times speed. The match was going so fast, I couldn't even do the broadcast. It was like, wow, this was just going so fast, and I had set it at the smallest setting, okay? I did go online and read that it had a problem with the VSync that would speed up the game. Don't ask me why, but it did. So I took the VSync off, and that seemed to slow it down. Some people said to turn it off and back on. I'm pretty sure I just keep it off, and my game has gone to a normal speed again, okay? For sound, I've really turned the sound on. You can see it's on 15 instead of 80 or 100 or whatever it was. I found that it's a really loud game, and when I'm streaming, nobody could hear me talk because it was so loud. So I turned everything down to 15 when I stream. Now, when I'm playing it by myself, I might turn it back up, but for streaming, you need to keep that down really low. So again, so we'll just one more time. We'll go exhibition match. We're going to do a normal match. We are going to select one of so this is the stuff I downloaded here. So I got you know, Wayne and Garth. I mean, there's stuff that's been created. It's ridiculous. Somebody created Alex Trebek, for crying out loud. You know, it is really cool. So I put all these guys that I downloaded. This is my classic lineup: Chief J Strongbow, Jimmy Snuka, Mr. Fuji, Jesse Ventura. In fact, there's a couple different Snookers I downloaded just so I could play around and see which one I like better, okay? So if I have my guys in here, these are all guys in my league, okay? So I can take Cause. I gave him the big boss man look with the Andre the Giant big wrestling uniform on. So we're gonna it's gonna be Cause, and we'll go over here. We're gonna choose somebody from EMRHL Good. Let's just say Ernie, okay? So we're gonna have him fight Ernie. Now I'm gonna do. This is going to be for the Cool Whip. Okay. Now you can see I've already had a couple of matches, which is kind of cool. So I had the Interstate match, and Stephen Mills won that that title, so he is the current champion. And the Dan Kelly team won the package deal championship. But right now I don't have a title holder for the Cool Whip belt. So if I hit Cool Whip, I say okay. I go to my ring, and I said, you know something, I'm gonna fight this in the China Jade ring. My referee, who's my referee gonna be? Ron Jeremy, Ricky Steamboat. We're gonna put Trish Stratus in as my referee, and we'll do this at the Spike Dome. And we'll check my settings, and again, I could check any of these I wanted to. I just kind of let it ride, and then I would say, okay, CPU against a CPU. See up here, it's a title match, and now I just hit this, and we should be starting the match up, and they should have the wrestling intro. Yep, they do. And again, this is kind of a really cool setup here from this arena. I think there's 5 arenas to choose from. I don't think there's any arenas that you can build just yet. So you're stuck to the ones in the game, but it's still pretty impressive. And again, we're going into the China Jade ring that I created, and there's the referee, Trish Stratus, that I downloaded. So everything here that you see was from my creation. Okay, this is Ernie. I created Ernie. I created Kaz. No, I didn't create them. I used a template and just changed the names around. But you see what I'm saying here. But the ring was my graphics. Trish Stratus I downloaded. So very little of this is stock stuff from the game. This is all stuff that I either created or I modded. So now we're gonna let these guys fight it out. And you can see the little Chinese takeout boxes on the side that my friend Ray threw that together for me. And yeah, so this is the fun that you can have in this Fire Pro Wrestling World game. Now it's available for PS4. I'm not sure how much modding you could do on the PS4. I imagine there's some you can do. But for the PC, for what I'm doing here, it's much easier to broadcast from the PC, and it's much easier to set up and drop icons and folders. I mean, look at that logo. That logo looks fantastic, and it looks like it's part of the mat. It doesn't look like it's just some superimposed logo. And even if you look at the bottom right-hand corner, the China Jade there, the apron, it's got the wrinkles of the actual apron. It's pretty darn cool how you can see the logo going up and down right now in the game. It's not a static, stiff logo. It looks very natural. Yeah, it's just so much fun. So now we're gonna go for the count. No, that was early in the match, so they kicked out of that. But yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to kind of show off a little bit of Fire Pro Wrestling and some of the fun things you can do with it and some of the modes that it has. It does have an online mode. I obviously haven't done that at all. I'm mostly just playing myself, and actually not even playing myself. I'm letting the computer handle it, and I'm kind of commentating and creating players in my hockey league and friends of mine and the whole bit. But you can do this, with coworkers and family members and whatever you want to do, and just let them play out. And it is fun when I go to the rink and the guys are talking about the match, and it's like, oh, I want a rematch, or this guy cheated with the whole bit. And it's just all good-natured fun in here. And again, you can set it up. You can have the cage matches, and you can have the barbed wire. And there is some blood in the game, and it does get on the mat, and it looks pretty good. It's not that gruesome, but it does look kind of neat because it is part of wrestling. So anyway, let me exit out of this match here, and that's kind of a look at Fire Pro Wrestling World that I picked up on the PC through Steam. I like to use it through Steam because of the Steamworks, and it is so easy when you just subscribe or to the wrestlers through the Steamworks. They all load right into your game. Now I will say this. Let me go back to the main menu, show you one more thing. When you download the wrestlers, okay, you do need to come in to the team edit, and you see this retire. For some reason, when you download wrestlers or subscribe to wrestlers through Steamworks, it throws them in to this retire folder. You actually need to go and move them So if I hit the retire folder and I want to move somebody somewhere, okay, now I hit, and this is where I put them somewhere, okay. You need to get them out of the retire folder and put them in someplace to actually wrestle with them. So I'm not sure why it does that, but when you download somebody from Steamworks, it puts it in this retire folder. So you need to go in to the edit mode and transfer them somewhere, okay. And once you do that, then you can actually wrestle with that wrestler right there. So a couple of things here to keep in mind when doing the Fire Pro Wrestling. Again, start off at the beginning. You definitely need to come over here to options, go down to your language, which is the, I believe it, so you go down 4, then you go down 8, and then you can change your language from Japanese to English, because it is in Japanese right from the get-go, and that does confuse a lot of people. But anyway, that's a quick look at Fire Pro Wrestling. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.